Hi, welcome to all those here, and we are live streaming this also. That's why I was frozen there for a moment, because we had to get that all coordinated. My name is Greg Otis. I'm the Director of Worship Ministry here at Trinity, and I'm so thankful that you're all here. This is, I believe, our fourth Bells on Broadway that we've done it as a benefit concert for Honor Flight, and it's been a few years because there was that thing called COVID, but we're back on again. And so is Honor Flight. They're flying again. So kind of the usual announcements. Please turn off your cell phones. This is audience participatory, so you get to sing a little bit. Just a couple of the songs, the patriotic songs. But Bells on Broadway was created as an opportunity to, besides doing a fundraiser, it gives us to do some music that you don't normally do on Sunday morning, like Fiddler on the Roof kind of thing. You don't usually hear that on Sunday morning. But you guys are really quiet today. But first we're going to start out with a salute to the troops, as you see in your program. So Myrna is going to be playing a medley of all the different service songs. So if you have served, and I'll call them out, you'll probably recognize them anyway. It'll be Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and Army. My apologies, this arrangement does not have the Coast Guard. So if you served in the Coast Guard, please stand up with the Navy, and I hope that's not an insult. So, okay, I think we're ready. The Air Force. If you served in the Air Force, please stand. And finally, the Army. So while the choir is now getting in place, I have to fill a little bit. So I did want to say, after Beyond the Sea, which is actually much older than Finding Nemo, the next two songs really represent the changes in Broadway between like 1960 and 2011. Between these two musicals. So they're very, very different. You're probably going to love one and not so much the other, depending on who you are and maybe your age. And then the Bells do some more classic kind of stuff, and then we have a bunch of solos of a wide variety. And that's one of the nice things about this concert. It's always given us the opportunity to do about anything. So I think we're about ready. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to ask you to stand and sing with us the very last chorus of Battle Hymn of the Republic. The words will be up on the screen.
The Battle Hymn of the Republic was written by Julia Ward Howe, who is the author of this stirring war song. He was born in New York on May 27th in 1819. and was married to Dr. S.G. Howe in 1843. In December of 1861, with a party of friends, Dr. and Mrs. Howe paid a visit to Washington. Everything about the city had a martial aspect. The railroads were guarded by pickets, the streets were full of soldiers, and all about could be seen the watchfires of 100 circling camps. One day, the party drove several miles from the city to see a review of the Federal soldiers. An attack by the Confederates caused much excitement and delayed their return. Finally, they started back to Washington under an escort of soldiers, and to while away the time, they sang war songs, among others, John Brown. Waking in the gray dawn of the following morning, Mrs. Howe found herself weaving together words to the music that she had sung the day before. Fearing she might forget the lines if she slept again, she arose and wrote down the verses of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. The poem was first published in the Atlantic Monthly for February of 1862. The verses were published without the author's name, and she received but $5 for them. Of this great hymn, a recent writer says, "Unlike many of the songs of the Civil War, it contains nothing sectional, nothing personal, nothing of a temporary character. While we feel the beauty of the lines and their aspiration after freedom, even in the piping times of peace, it is only in the time of storm and stress that their full meaning shines out. Written with intense feeling, they seem to burn and glow when our own emotions are aroused."
So when it's time for you to join us, I will turn around and go like this. And then you stand up.
Where the grapes of wrath are stored, he hath loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Watchfires of 100 circling camps, they have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never sound retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before the judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Our God is marching on.
in a
This song is from a musical called The Lightning Thief. Percy has left his home and his stepfather Gabe to find his place in the world, and he ends up at a summer camp for teens, and he finds out there that he is a son of one of the Greek gods and is wrongfully accused of stealing Zeus's lightning bolt, and this is the song he sings. 6 schools in 6 years, been kicked out of every place. Everything I ever do is wrong, never find where I belong. Everybody on my case. The same old story, the same old song. Don't act up, don't act down, be strong. I keep my head down, I keep my chin up, but it ends up all the same. With pack your bags, Percy, you're always to blame. I never try to do anything, I never mean to hurt anyone. I try to be a good kid, a good kid, a good son. But no one ever will take my side. All I ever do is take the fall. I swear that I'm a good kid. Guess I'm good for nothing at all. Was a world-class jerk dad, was never there. The only family that really mattered, well, she vanished into the air. And now I finally find a haven, someplace safe where I can stay. Till it's pack your bags, Percy, now go away. I never try to do anything, I never mean to hurt anyone. I swear that I'm a good kid. Yeah, Percy, that's a good one. But no one ever will take my side. All I ever do is take the fall. I swear that I'm a good kid. Guess I'm good for nothing at all. The schools in 6 years, every battle, every day. No one ever tells me that they're proud. No one asks me, Percy, how'd you like to come around today? All you get are bad grades and a bum rap and a bad rep and a good smack and no friends and no hope and no mom. She's taken away. I swear I never stole anything. I never meant to hurt anyone. I swear that I'm a good kid who's had a bad run. And all I need is one last chance to prove I'm good enough for someone. I'm good enough for someone. I'm good enough for someone. I'm good enough for someone.
America, or My Country 'Tis of Thee, was written by Reverend Samuel F. Smith, a Baptist minister, who was born in Boston, October 21st, 1808, and died in November 16th, in 1895. One of Dr. Smith's friends was Lowell Mason, the eminent musician. A friend had given Mr. Mason a lot of German music books. Being unable to read German, the musician took the books to Dr. Smith and asked him to translate some of the songs for him. Dr. Smith says, turning over the leaves of the book one gloomy day in February of 1832, I came across the air, God Save the King. I liked the music. I glanced at the German words at the foot of the page. Under the inspiration of the moment, I went to work, and in half an hour, America was the result. It was written on a scrap of paper that I had picked up from the table, and a hymn of today is substantially as it was written that day. The hymn was first sung at a children's 4th of July celebration in Park Street Church, Boston. It did not have great popularity until the Civil War. Since then, it has become the best known and the most frequently sung of any of our national songs. The origin of the music is uncertain, but one writer aptly says, there certainly must be something more than ordinary inspiration in an air which has struck the popular heart of two of the great nations of the earth.
I'm going to check my tuning here because of the humidity and the heat. And the song I'm going to sing, I first heard it, my tuner isn't working, so we're going to do it by ear. I first heard this song coming back from Mississippi, and it was a Johnny Cash cover song. And I said, man, I really like that song, and I'm going to try to learn it. And that was back before YouTube and all that, so I had a little trouble finding the song, and I was surprised when I did that it was written by two English guys named Ross Parker and Huey Charles, and back in 1939. But then it became an iconic World War II song sang by Dame Vera Lynn. And if you haven't already guessed, I'm just going to go ahead and do the Johnny Cash version of this. We'll meet again, nowhere, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase the dark clouds far away. And won't you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long, and they'll be happy to know. As you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, I don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Yeah, we'll meet again, I don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. So honey, keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. And won't you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long, and they'll be happy to know. As you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, I don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
So think of Warsaw, Poland, 1943. They'd been at war for 4 years at this point, were a fully occupied country. All the Jews of Poland and surrounding occupied nations had been cornered into ghettos, sent to concentration camps, and were being systematically exterminated. There was very little hope, but as long as brave men and women were willing to fight, there was still something, and this was the song that they sang. Never say that you have reached the very end. Though leaden clouds a bitter future may portend, for sure the hour shore for which we yearn will yet arrive, and our marching steps will thunder we survive. Not lead but blood inscribes this bitter song we sing. 'Tis not a caroling of birds upon the wing, but 'twas a people midst the crashing fires of hell that sang this song and fought courageous till it fell. Sag nicht keinmal, als du gehst dem letzten Weg, hat Himmeln bleine verstellen bläue Tag, weil kommen wird nach unser ausgebänkte Schau, es wird abheugt und unser Trott mir seinen da. Das Lied geschrieben ist mit Blut und nicht mit Blei. Es ist kein Liedl, wann a Vogel heute frei. Das harte Volk zwischen vollen dicke Wind, das Lied gesungen mit Naganas in die Hemd. Das harte Volk zwischen vollen dicke Wind, das Lied gesungen mit Naganas in die Hemd.
Descend upon my heart. Wean it from earth to joys that dwell above. Lift me from weakness, mighty as thou art. Teach me to love thee as I ought to love. No dreams, no passing ecstasies, no ceaseless dwelling in this vale of clay. Just send thine angel thoughts through opening skies and take the dimness of my soul. Teach me to feel that thou art always nigh. Teach me the struggles of the day to bear. check the rising doubt, the rebel sigh. Teach me the patience of unceasing prayer. I ask no dreams, no passing ecstasies, no ceaseless dwelling in this veil of clay. Just send thine angel thoughts through opening skies and take the dimness of my soul away. Oh, take the dimness of my soul away.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I was just a child in school, I asked the teacher, what should I try? Should I paint pictures? Should I sing songs? This was her wise reply. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I was young and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart, what lies ahead? Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what lies ahead? Will we have rainbows day after day?
Okay, please introduce yourself.
My name's Max Robinson. I'm the Vice President of the Board of Directors of Honor Flight Northeast Indiana. With me today is Jana Powell. She might be out right now. She is one of our member of our volunteer corps. And Jana is also a member of our medical team. We have a big medical team. Jana is a nurse practitioner, and she helps us a lot. There she is over there, just coming in. So we have several nurses on our board of directors and volunteer corps. We have respiratory therapists. We may have 2 or 3 veterans on oxygen. So Honor Flight Northeast Indiana started in 2009. And we were the first honor flight in Indiana, and then after that came Indianapolis. There's one hub in Indianapolis, one in Lafayette, and one now in Evansville. So we've been in business the longest, started in 2009, and we just completed our 35th flight a week and a half ago. Yeah. In fact, my good friend Jim Beckstein was on that flight. So, yeah, after 30 months of not flying, things went pretty well that day. A few mistakes here and there, but we were concerned about how things were going to go after not doing it for so long. But we have another flight scheduled a week from Wednesday on May 25th, and then another flight 2 weeks after that on June 8th. We have normally taken 4 flights a year. We're going to try to do 6 this year because we're going to try to catch up a little bit, and we hope we can carry those out. The expenses for an honor flight are extreme. We started out in 2009. I wasn't on the first flight, but I was on the second, and we started out using regional jets, where we took 25 veterans and 25 guardians. There's always a guardian with the veteran. That's somebody that accompanies the veteran. It should be next generation or later, somebody younger that can push the veteran in a wheelchair if necessary during the day. And we started out with regional jets, and I think the first 2 flights were regional jets, and then flight number 3, we moved up to an Airbus 320, and flew with a charter company that went out of business, and then we started chartering with American Airlines. And American Airlines has done more honor flights than any other airline. And in fact, we were the honor flight that did their 400th honor flight a few years ago, and now they're way beyond that now. And we charter an Airbus 321 now that holds 186 passengers. We can take 85 veterans, 85 guardians, that's 170. The other 16 seats are taken up by the staff. And we take a physician on every flight in addition to the rest of our medical team. And so we try to take care of the veterans as well as we can. We also take a wheelchair for every one of them. Somebody says, well, what if I need a wheelchair? Well, we have one for you. That's a big job too, loading and unloading wheelchairs from the airplane to the bus. And we make 7 stops during the day, so there's a lot of work in that area too. But we start out at the World War II Memorial first, then we have lunch at the FDR Memorial. From there we go to Korea, Vietnam, and Lincoln Memorial in one stop. They're all fairly close together with a little bit of walking. And then in the afternoon, after that, we go to the Women's Memorial, which is the best kept secret in Washington, I think. It's a wonderful memorial, and we're going to have 5 women veterans on the next flight. So, and then from there, we go into Arlington to the changing of the guards, a very solemn ceremony, as you all know. And then after that, we go to the Air Force Memorial for our evening meal, and then back to the airport. We fly into Reagan Airport, by the way. And the first flight I was on, we flew into Dulles Airport. It's a long ways from there to the memorials. It's an hour bus drive. So by flying into Reagan, we save a lot of time because it's closer in than the other airports. So That's kind of our day. I'll be around afterwards. If anybody wants to make application, go to our website at www.hfnei.org, or I'll be around afterwards. I'll have some paper applications. If anybody wants a paper application, they can apply that way also by mailing it to us. So if you have any questions, I'll be around afterwards. Thank you.
So at this time, hymn singers are going to get ready to go, and while they're singing their first song, we are going to take a free will offering. The ladies will be passing the plates, so please give generously if this is a mission that you feel moved to support.
Just a little bit about this next song. This Old House is an American popular song written by Stuart Hamblin and published in 1954. Rosemary Clooney's version reached the top of the popular music charts in both the US and the UK in 1954. The song again topped the UK chart in 1981 in a recording by Shakin' Stevens. Now you can hear it by Shakin' Randy.
This old house once knew my children. This old house once knew my wife. This old house was home and comfort as we fought the storms of life. This old house once rang with laughter. This old house heard many shouts. Now she trembles in the darkness when the lightning rolls about. Ain't gonna need this house no longer. Ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the shingles. Ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to oil the hinges. No mend, no window paint. Ain't gonna need this house no longer. I'm getting ready to leave. meet the saints. This old house is a-getting shaky, this old house is a-getting old. This old house lets in the rain, this old house lets in the cold. On my knees I'm getting chilly, but I feel no fear nor pain, 'cause I see an angel peeking through a broken window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time for the hinges, nor mend no window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the saints. This old house is afraid of thunder, this old house is afraid of storms. This old house just groans and trembles when the night wind flings its arms. This old house is a-getting feeble, this old house is a-needing paint. Just like me, it's tuckered out, but I'm getting ready to meet the saints. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to oil the hinges, nor to mend no window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the saints. My old hound dog lies asleep and he don't know I'm gonna leave. Else he'd wake up by the fireplace and he'd sit there howling grief. But my hunting days are over, ain't gonna hunt for coon no more. Gabriel done brought in my chariot when the wind blew down the door. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to oil the hinges, nor to mend no window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the saints. There'll Be Peace in the Valley, for me, is a 1939 song written by Thomas Dorsey, originally for Mahala Jackson. It was copywritten by Dorsey under this title on January 25th, 1939, though it often appears as Peace in the Valley.
And Elvis did it best.
And so weary, but I must go
peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. There'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. Well, the bear will be gentle, and the wolf will be tame, and the lion shall lay down by the lamb. Oh yeah. Well, the beast from the wild shall be led by a little child, and I'll be changed into this creature that I am. Oh yeah. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. There'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me.
Thank you.
Okay, our last song. This next song was written by Neil Enlow. He actually won the Dove Award at the Christian Music Awards show in 1974 for this song we are about to sing, The Statue of Liberty.
York Harbor stands a lady with a torch money and gold. I can't even remember the verse now. I'll just sing the chorus again. I apologize. This is really sad. With someone like you, a pal good and true, I'd like to leave it all behind and go and find some place that's known to God alone, just a spot to call our own. We'll find a perfect peace where joys never cease, out there beneath the kindly sky. We'll build a sweet little nest somewhere out in the west and let the rest of the world go by.
The choir can come on in. So this is the grand finale. So it's also, I'd like you to sing along with us for the end of it. It's Oh Beautiful for Spacious Skies. I learned like the first time we sang this that I needed to give a disclaimer, because at one point we start singing Oh Say Can You See, but we never sing the national anthem, so you don't need to stand up at that point. Now, about a page later, though, I will ask you to stand up, because that's when we start singing Oh Beautiful for Spacious Skies. And the words will be up on screen again.
The words of this song were written in the summer of 1893 by Catherine Lee Bates upon her return from her first trip to the summit of Pikes Peak, where the opening lines had been inspired by the beautiful view of spacious skies and purple mountain majesties. They were first printed in a magazine on July 4th, 1895, and were soon after set to music. They have been sung to numerous tunes, but the one given below, Materna by Samuel A. Ward, is the best known, and the one to which America the Beautiful is at present most often sung.
Luckily, I haven't been losing the microphone like I lose my music. But thank you all for coming this afternoon. We'll do this again in a year or two. Before COVID, we were kind of rotating between Place of Grace, which is a ministry that the church supports, and Honor Flight. So not sure what we'll do next year, but thank you all.